Hey guys, welcome to the Tailgate. On this episode, we're going to be grilling some sweet and spicy chicken wings and talk about Week 14 football. Hey guys, welcome back. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Armando. I've been in the fantasy sports industry for multiple years now. You can find my work at footballdiehards.com. I'm the host of the Chalk Talk podcast, and I also run the 1 Week Season Twitter handle. We created the show to combine three of my passions: craft beer, grilling, and fantasy sports. Every week, I'll be grilling a new recipe and naming my MVB, most valuable beer. This week's MVB is the Hazy Little Thing IPA. Cheers. Let's get the tailgate started with the lock of the week. The Panthers let us down last week, but I'm going back to them this week in Cleveland against the Browns. Listen, the Panthers are a superior team here. They're giving 2 points on the road. That's a good sign that Vegas thinks they're going to win here. I do think they're going to outright win, and even giving up the 2 points, I'm okay with that. Give me the better team on the road that has a lot more to play for than the Cleveland Browns. Go ahead, lock up the Carolina Panthers this week. Let's head on over to the bargain bin. The first player I want to talk about this week is Jeff Wilson at 3,800 against the Broncos. He's set to get the start with the injured Matt Breida not playing this week, and although the matchup is not great, the usage at 3,800 is very appealing for someone like Wilson. Last week he touched the ball 23 times for over 130 yards and a touchdown. He also displayed his pass catching abilities, catching 8 of his 9 targets. In a Kyle Shanahan system, this kind of running back really does well at most times. This week, at this low price, is too tough to pass up on for someone like Wilson. The second player I want to talk about this week, Adam Humphries at 4,900 against the New Orleans Saints. This should be a really good game environment as Vegas has it with the highest total on the slate. When you look at what Humphries has done over recent weeks, 15 DraftKings points in 4 of his last 5 games, averaging 6.2 targets per game throughout that stretch with 5 touchdowns. He has a good one-on-one matchup against PJ Williams, who grades out well below average on Pro Football Focus. In fact, one of the worst corners according to Pro Football Focus. A 25% advantage rating for Adam Humphries, who is just too cheap when you look at his efficiency in recent weeks. Chris Godwin on the same team also fits the bill. Both of these guys are definitely in play and bargains this week. The last player I want to talk about this week is Courtland Sutton at 4,500 against the San Francisco 49ers. This is a really good matchup for him as the 49ers have allowed the most receiving touchdowns to the position and are giving up 40 DraftKings fantasy points per game. With Emmanuel Sanders out for the season with a torn Achilles, Sutton should step into that number 1 wide receiver role. The volume has not been there even as the number 2 wide receiver, but this is a young and talented wide receiver who should easily have a good game in this matchup. At this price, I'm willing to take the chance in GPPs only because I cannot trust him in cash. That said, go ahead and play him this week as a bargain.
It's Chalk time.
Keenan Allen at 7,400 against the Cincinnati Bengals is expected to be very popular this week, and rightfully so. Number 1, he's underpriced considering his abilities. He's been playing phenomenal in recent weeks with at least 1 touchdown in each of his last 4 games and 20 DraftKings points in his last 3. His one-on-one matchup against Darqueze Dennard is a very good one, and he has a 32% advantage rating. At this price, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this chalk because the matchup is good, his play is consistent and efficient, and at the end of the day, we gotta eat some chalk. So go ahead, eat that chalk. Jaylen Samuels at 3,700 against the Oakland Raiders is expected to be very popular this week because he's gonna get the start for the injured James Conner. This is a good matchup for him, and he certainly has some upside. My biggest concern here is Steven Ridley is still in the picture and gonna get some carries. It's been reported that they might run a committee this week and go with the hot hand. If Samuels gets off to a good start, he is gonna probably get the majority of the work here. But the problem is, we don't know that's gonna be. There's too many red flags, too many uncertainties, and if he's gonna be very highly owned, I'm okay to fade this chalk and be underweight against the field. So go ahead, fade the chalk, don't play Samuels. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe below and tell a friend. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Good luck to everyone this weekend, and I'll see you next week. Finger licking.